All right, guys. So, um, our agenda. Just wanted to circle back on your six-word memoirs. I started to look at them a little bit. I love them. I think they're so special and hilarious, and cute and heartwarming. Um, so I'm just clicking through a few of them now. Um, I think they're really good. I think knowing what I know about you guys for the past 2 years, 3 school years. These are really great. So I'm excited to um, get these compiled with the rest of the 12th graders. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because if you want to tweak it or anything, I'm going to be compiling those later tonight or tomorrow with all the other ones, just as like a little kind of creative writing assignment across all the 12th graders to kind of just be like a nice little senior moment. So make sure that it's either done or you tweak it if you want to tweak it. I might move stuff around visually. Like I'm not going to totally change your six-word memoir by any means, but if your name is hard to read, I might like add a background or I might change the color of the font just so that when we compile it all together, it's nice, it has a nice flow to it. So if it's tweaked a little bit, just know that that was me. Next, I graded your thesis statements. I looked at them last night and this morning for Brighton Beach. And I keep wanting to say Dover Beach because Dover Beach is a phenomenal poem, as we know. I looked at your thesis statements. A lot of them, most of them, I think everyone was like on the right track. I think the text is pretty straightforward. A lot of the feedback was, what makes this complex? Why is this complex? Because to me, and I could be wrong, I don't know. I don't think that leaving your house to like aspire for your dream and like wanting a better life for your family, that's not complex. Um, as stated just there. So if I say like Nora's goals are to pursue a better life for her family, I know that it's more complex than that because I've read the text. But if I said like I'm Mr. Davies and I want to pursue a better life for my family, that's not a complex motivation. So like what about it makes it complex? Is it this added pressure of the uncle and this kind of like loss of a father figure? That would make it complex. She's a young girl, we can assume. The loss of the father figure. Now we're talking more complexities when it comes to the motivations. So if you're just stating simple motivations, she wants to pursue a career in acting. Yes, it's a lofty goal. That's not complex though. So what makes it complex? Is it the loss of her father? Is it the pressure from the uncle? Is it um, her lack of her kind of toying with pursuing her dreams but lacking faith, like we talked about yesterday? She's the one that doesn't really believe that her father is still around, whereas Lori does. So it needs to be pushed a little further. I am going to have you guys write an essay today. I want you to time yourself. Put on a timer for 30 minutes. We can assume that reading it and planning your thesis statement took you 15 minutes on the test. That leaves you with 30 minutes left on test day in 2 weeks. So put a timer on 30 minutes. And then, I mean, you have the ability to look at the timer, which is nice. In like a normal testing environment in person, you wouldn't be able to see. They would just say like, 30 minutes left or whatever. But put a timer on for 30 minutes, look at it, track yourself, say, oh my gosh, I have 8 minutes left. I need to wrap it up and put a conclude and give us concluding statement, even if that's all you can do. We really need to start planning 30-minute short, analytic, condensed, concise essays. And that's where we're going to be focusing. That's where I'll be targeting my feedback as well. Like, especially last week's essay. I hope you looked at your feedback, because a lot of times I was like, this could have, like, Sal had a phenomenal body paragraph. I think it was his first one, but I was like, you have 2 quotes here. There could be, squeeze these together and say the same thing. Get to that last point quicker to just make it quicker for Sal so we can just push through to the next point. So that is the agenda for today. I don't want to chat too much. I want to give you that time since we're approaching 9:30. Any questions, comments, concerns, cries of outrage, other than Jasmine's cry of outrage that she doesn't want to write an essay? Any questions about 6-word memoirs, essays? individual thesis statement questions. If you want to hang out, you can, but I want whole class questions right now. Also, good news, we don't have you don't have to write a senior thesis or whatever they did last year. It's a little bit of good news. What happens if you bomb the AP exam? I don't think you will bomb the AP exam. I think that honestly, I really truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that it's going to be easier because it's just one essay. You're not like all over the place with like reading 5 passages and answering like 10 multiple choice questions per passage. And you're like trying to think analytically about 5 separate texts and then just to answer multiple choice. And then you're like, okay, now I have to put that to the side and now I have to write 3 full essays in however long that they give you, 3 hours, 2.5 hours. I think that you guys are going to be better. We're going to, talk a lot about. Yeah, I think that the multiple choice carries some people. I think that's not a bad point. But from what I saw across all of your FIFAs, each and every one of you have a strength when it comes to, and I wish I had them. They're all at school, but like some of you guys, like for example, the first essay you write, regardless of which one it is your best essay. So if you flip to the open-ended, you do that one first. That's your best essay. Some of you always do well on the prose. Some of you always did well on this type of thing. So I feel like although multiple choice is like nice because it's a point boosting opportunity, the whole bell curve is going to change for what the grading scale looks like. And you can go into test day knowing like, okay, I'm reading a prose today. What are my like main tips and tricks for reading a prose? And we're going to start breaking those down into like a list of like, this is what I, as a student, am going to do every time I attack a prose prompt. And then when you go in with that, I only know I have to just tackle a prose essay. It makes it easier. Like someone said, and I forget who it was, they were towards the end of the alphabet, said that Neil Simon relies on dialogue between Nora and her sister. And I think it was maybe one of the Valadares sisters. I'm not sure. That's structure. That's the structure of the prose because it's a play. So it's like we know the things that we need to be looking for. We know the devices. I think we're going to be just fine. I truly believe that. Kathy, as close to 5 paragraphs as you can get. I would say you definitely need 2 analytic. You need that intro that's like very brief sentence or 2, thesis statement, 2 highly analytic paragraphs at least. It depends on your thesis statement. And then you need some sort of concluding two sentences or something to just wrap up your point, just to get in the practice of that. Any other questions? Also, you guys have been doing well on the ones that I've been grading. I've been using the rubric. They're going to use the same exact rubric. It's very cut and dry. So if you're getting even 2 out of 6 right now, that's good. We're going to keep working over and over the next 2 weeks and push that 2 to a 3, that 3 to a 4.
Can you post an assignment?
Oh, yes. Is that what we're waiting for? You guys just want me to shut up so you can write?
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to do that for you. You guys need the prompt again, or you'll find the prompt. You can find the prompt. All right, so if you want to stay in here, if you have like major questions, then you can post up here or you can leave. I'm posting right now the assignment, so you can start a thing. Use your notes from today's Do Now.